Okay, this is the highlight video from Wednesday, April 18th. I'm going to try to make, going forward, I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to go over every call that I make. It's a pain in the butt, but you know what, I can use these videos to do it easier than I can write them all down. That way I can maybe appease some critics. The only reason I don't do it is because it's just simply time consuming. There are many days that I'll make a call that maybe moves 40 or 50 cents in our favor, and I just feel like, well, that's not really worthy of the results page, the highlights page, so it doesn't make our highlight page. Okay. With that in mind, you know, I almost think the results page is skewed against me because I don't take the time to put all the good ones. I just kind of put some highlights from the day as I remember them. Other people think I'm trying to hide things. That's absolutely not the case. But okay, here goes. I'll try to rip through all my calls from the day. Okay, PCX. Coals we had on watch early today because they were strong. PCX looked like this. I called it, I think, let's not say I think. I called it at 656 with a 644 stop. Boom, it triggers right there, went up about a dime, chopped around, and then on this red candle coming up here, I killed it for before a 5-cent loss because the other coals were hitting new lows for the day. Coal's probably still worth keeping on watch going forward, but that was the first call of the day. NRG, 1507, 1498. You'll notice all my stops are tight. NRG, here's the reason for the call. Looked like it was rolling over yesterday, then today 2 days ago. Then today, let me try that one more time. Yesterday, gaps up, nice volume. Had it on long watch today to see if we were going to get some follow through. Okay. Then early on, it did a nice thing. It had kind of a nice narrow range, so I could call it on a high of day break with a stop below this little base. Again, 1507. Boom, there's the trigger. Worst case stop, 1498. Less than a dime. And look what it did. Just chopped around forever. Went ahead and took a flat in this one too. Time stopped it. So no big deal there. U.S. Steel selling off pretty good here. I determined it had nice support around 2865, somewhere around there. Went ahead and called U.S. Steel. I'll show you exactly where I called it. Right over this little green candle here. Let me do that again. That's not easy to do. Right over this little green candle here, 2872, 2862 stop. Dime risk, 2872. It makes it almost a 2890. Normally, I would have scalped some into that and then gone to a break-even stop, and I got sidetracked. And actually, no, I made the decision to either let this work or not work, so I ended up taking a stop out. That's very unprofessional, and I guess you could call it an experiment. I said, you know what, I think I might have caught the bottom here. I'm going to let this run with the full position, and what happens, I ended up taking a stop out. Again, it was a tight stop, but there's no excuse ever when trading to not take a quick, whatever that was, 15 cents. Put a little bit in your pocket, then you have a can't lose trade, and it gave a nice secondary setup that I didn't call on US Steel. But anyway, a tight stop, let's see. And then my other call for the day was, I got a couple others to show you, was Electronic Arts. I've been watching this one. Here's the weekly chart. Been watching this one near 15 as it was coming down. Look at this long-term support on weekly around 15. Okay, so then today, when it does this push, and that's it. You ever heard me talk about a PFPD in any of our videos? This is a pure play PFPD. So not only is it going down below 15, which is what we were kind of looking for, but whenever you have a stock that's chopping all day, you know, down anyway, and then gets that shape change on bigger volume, that's what an intraday bottom looks like. Add to that this was breaking below 15, probably sucking in some shorts that are chasing it, thinking that's an obvious short, and it's not. Nice reversal. Our call was literally over this candle, 1491 with a nickel stop. And that's not a huge move, but you can see percentage-wise not too bad. There was our entry, there was our stop, and then it goes up and really closing pretty strong here too. Okay, so again, as I've said before in other videos, yesterday's video, I'm easing my way back into trading. I was out for about a week with an illness, and so I'm kind of slowly getting my feet wet. I think I made one call all day yesterday. Try to figure out how to turn off that pencil. All right, and then a couple other things I want to talk about. Illumina. Okay. The daily on ILMN. Before today, and look at that huge bounce. Before today, it looked like this. We had it on bounce watch. We saw it was going to, because of the 4 days down in a row, we saw it was going to gap way down in the morning in the pre-market, and I told everybody over the microphone that doesn't bother me at all. I'm watching this for a bounce. It's already down 4 days in a row. If anything, the gap down might make me like it as a long even more. Okay, going to an intraday. It looked like this. Now 5, 10, 15 minutes into the session, I'm usually not calling things because I want to keep people safer, waiting for things to set up a little later in the morning. But I do give comments over the microphone that I see setting up. Okay, so this one I said if Illumina gets through 41, you're going to worst case stop it around 40.50. That's a little wide, but that one could get going. Okay, and then you can see what happens right there. Through 41, ends up making it to 45. That's a $4 move on what would have been 50 cents risk. Now, I did not type that out as a trigger and stop. I said it over the microphone. I said, it's a little more dangerous because it's an early trade, but a beautiful run there. Now, I've been capturing screenshots. One of our members, I'll talk about that in a minute, one of our All-Stars big called Akamai 3811, 8 minutes in. And I'll go back and talk about that in a minute. Just wanted to show people taking profits on Illumina, $1 there, $1 there, about $1 there, and then our Brown, one of our other All-Stars on CHK. So let's go back and look at Big's call on Akamai as well, because I do like to highlight the All-Stars. 38.11. Again, that was about 8 minutes in, so it was about right about the top of this 5-minute candle, and it quickly went to 38.60. So anyone who followed Big, very nice trade there. And again, I'm not sure, I didn't capture it on screen where our Brown called CHK, but they were bottom fishing this one, and he got 60 cents out of that, and so did anyone else that followed him. And I think that's it for the day. So All-Stars did a great job. Illumina, man, we had a lot of members. One of our members, H-U-Y, not W-E, I think rode Illumina on some shares almost all day. He did scale out some for a quick buck, but he held some, I think, all day, which was a huge trade for him. So congrats to him. And I'm not going to babble any further. A pretty darn nice day, especially for those that took those nice ones. I'll only be there in the morning tomorrow, and then I'll be there all day Friday. So should have hopefully a highlight video, at least from my morning calls tomorrow night. So we'll still be putting out a video. All right, talk to you later. Have a great night.